Hey guys, Matt here from WorkStory, here to give you a quick overview of the process and to demonstrate how things work through Webex. So looking at this quick visual, basically reflecting upon the traditional performance review process, it's typically cumbersome and time consuming. No one likes doing it. And as a result of that, we typically only do it once a year, which is just not helpful to anyone in actually getting to the end goal of helping our team members to grow and improve. So as shown here on the bottom, the way we like to do things at WorkStory is we'll take the areas of performance that you need to ask about or measure and the questions associated with those areas and send them out all throughout the year to the requisite team members in bite-sized pieces, essentially. And in this case, we're going to be demonstrating how that works through the WebEx experience. So the concept being basically you're spending a few seconds here and there, and that over the course of the year, you've actually provided a ton of input on each of these other team members. And the benefits of that are, one, from a managerial standpoint, I don't have to take any time to put a review or a conversation together whenever it's appropriate. We already have that information collected. And from the employee standpoint, they can benefit because they're seeing feedback in real time. They can act on it, and they don't have to wait for more formal performance conversations to take place to grow and improve throughout the year. So theoretically, we've gone ahead and set things up, and my job is in Webex, which is our tool of choice. Whenever I receive a performance review question from one of our team members, to provide an answer to it and be helpful to them with offering some constructive feedback. So I have a question here that's asking me, how well does Jamie foster a learning environment through mentorship and training? So I'll reflect on that. I think Jamie's doing a pretty good job, so I'll say meets expectations. And after submitting that, I'm given the opportunity to provide some constructive feedback. So I'll paste in a comment here. I do have the option in terms of how visible I want this feedback to be. I can share it directly with Jamie and we can talk about it. I can share it with Jamie's manager. I can share it anonymously. Those options are available for teams to work with. But in this case, I'm going to be sharing it openly with Jamie so they can see it. We can talk about it. So after clicking submit, I'm done. That's the entire review. That's the entire review process. Basically, 99% of my time dealing with performance management should be working in WebEx, offering up some constructive feedback whenever appropriate, and then going back to whatever it was I was focusing on throughout the day. So as a result of all this happening over time, we would see if I hop into Jamie's dashboard here, we can see over the past 3 months, in this case, what's been collected for Jamie and how we can leverage this for performance management. So at the top here, we have a summary of performance based on the last 90 days. We can see here's a summary of how things are going and 3 recommendations for how Jamie can improve based on my feedback and the feedback from others that are participating, in this case, in a 360 process. As we scroll down, we can see performance review comments. So these are comments that I have provided to Jamie specifically and or other team members have provided, and Jamie can see these and work with them to improve. Scrolling down, from a managerial perspective, I have access to metrics. In Jamie's case, we don't necessarily need to share the numbers if that's less than helpful. But in this case, we're giving you sort of the total back-end view of what's available to team members. So in this case, I can see Jamie is meeting expectations for her team based on the last 36 reviews that have been received, and we're fairly stable in terms of our performance trend. Also, quite importantly, I would say the most important aspect of the dashboard is the competency breakdown. So I can see this, and next time I sit down with Jamie, I can say, hey, Jamie, it really looks like you're doing fantastically in terms of communication and results orientation, but you're perhaps not doing so well in some of these other areas. How can we reflect on the feedback and focus on improving in those areas moving forward? Jamie, similarly, with or without the metrics, can see these areas and determine where they're doing well, and they can be, again, advocates for their own growth and development over time. So that was a quick walkthrough of the WebEx experience. Again, our main goal is to keep you guys focused on your work and only ask you for input when it makes sense using the tools that you guys are already using so that you can save time, but ultimately give your team members a much more beneficial growth experience through performance reviews. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our team. Otherwise, we look forward to helping you out with your performance reviews soon. Thanks so much.